The next thing we're going to do is get our recording levels. Although we're going to be using Pro Tools in this tutorial, everything we're doing here can be done on almost any standard DAW, so it's not Pro Tools specific. Now before we turn up the mic, I set up a signal generator here on our vocal track so we can check out the meters. Let's put it into record, and let's bring up the level. It's a 1 kilohertz sine wave, and I'm going to set it to minus 18 dB. Reset the peak meter here. Now the reason I set it to minus 18 dB is because that's the nominal level that most analog recording equipment is set to. Our mic preamps, an EQ, a compressor, and our analog digital conversion. That's where that analog gear is happy. The manufacturer made it to sound as good as possible right in that area, minus 18. So that's our target. Now if you notice in Pro Tools, it's a little bit low. In most DAWs, it's a bit low as well. So it can be deceiving, because a lot of people seem to think, as long as you don't hit 0 up here and hit red, that you're okay. And that's true for digital. But when you're dealing with analog, and coming from the analog world to the digital world, you want to stay around minus 18 dB. So we want to keep our levels around here. Now in Pro Tools, there's a setting that they created in Pro Tools 11, right over here, where we could change our color break. Right now it's set to minus 12 and minus 3 dB. Let's change that to minus 18 dB, which is our nominal level, and minus 8, which is 10 dB above that, which is still a good range for peaks, but we don't want to go much above that. So by setting the colors here, it'll give us a good idea of where we want to be. So now, at minus 18 dB, if we bring it up, it gets bright green. Anything below there, it's still this dark green, or muted green. Now if we bring it up, and we hit minus 8, it turns orange. That tells us we're 10 dB above where we want our equipment to be. We don't want to go too much past there, especially if we're using inexpensive mic preamps. You don't want to push that stuff too far. It's not going to sound as good. So we want to stay within the bright green range. Minus 18 to minus 8. When we start to go over here, we know we're too high. And also we got to keep in mind, we're not using an outboard compressor. So the dynamic range of the vocal is going to be much wider. In other words, the difference between the quiet parts and the loud parts is very big, because vocals are very dynamic. If we use an outboard compressor, we can control that. But we're going to control that with a plugin. So for now, we want to keep our levels more conservative, because if our singer hits a really loud note, it may push our mic pre too hard. So now let's plug in our vocal mic and get a level. Turn up our mic pre. Let's hear what we have.
Don't you go, this I need you to hear, even though all my intentions happen from the heart. It's gone too long, I can't keep playing the part.
Now if you notice, it barely goes into the bright green, so it's a little bit too low. So I think we could turn the mic pre up a bit. Let's do that.
Don't you go, this I need you to hear, even though all my intentions happen from the heart. It's gone too long, I can't keep playing the part.
If you notice, a lot of these notes hit the orange, which is a little too hot. If we look at our peak meter right here, minus 0.4. So that's 18 dB above where the mic pre wants to be. That's way too hot. So let's bring it down a bit. Let's reset this.
Don't you go, this I need you to hear, even though all my intentions happen from the heart. It's gone too long, I can't keep playing the part of the man who wears his heart on his sleeve. It's comfortable, but you must know by now it's just not me. I can't stay with you, baby.
Now you'll notice that vocal is very dynamic. So as I said, we're not compressing it on the way in, but it still stays mostly in the bright green area. Every once in a while hitting orange, which is okay. The highest it went is minus 6 dB, which is about 12 dB hotter than -18, but that's still a good range because it's just on peaks. And I don't think this vocal is going to ever go into the red. So we should be okay. Let's move on and get some compression and EQ going to make it sound more controlled and more pleasing or inspiring for the singer to hear. So let's move on.